Are you ready? So it's 3 o'clock. It's quite a long time, a long day, right? Especially if you have some time lag or things like that to solve the result too. But I guess some coffee and some water and we're up and running, right? Okay. Are you enjoying yourself so far? Yeah. Okay, good. So I'm going to share some thoughts I have on marketing and digital marketing. That's what I do in my daytime job. My thoughts are to share some of those thoughts and strategies with you. And if you have any questions, I prefer you to take it up at the same time if you have the question. Otherwise, you're sitting there thinking about that question after we forget it for the rest of the session. I think that's not the best way of learning. So raise your hand and I will respond to the question. Okay, so my goal when it comes to marketing online is to figure out a way to support the customer journey the best way possible with a process that lowers the cost of getting a client. And at the same time, when you get that client, that they buy for something even more than they thought of, and that they stay longer as a customer or client with you. Everybody get that? Yeah, I think that's the dream everybody has, right? It's so much cheaper to keep a client satisfied and happy, to keep on subscribing, keep on buying, keep on adding on new services, than getting to get new leads or getting new prospects into your pipeline. So that's my goal when we do processes and strategies. And the way we resonate and think is that people don't buy from you because they what you do. They actually buy from you because why you do it. Remember I talked about the why in the morning? The why is so important for us all the single time. Because that's when we feel like we can start to get to know someone for a long time. We talk about the customer journey being a long time. And if we want to keep them as customers, we will add them to our family in our companies. And I have a policy in my office that we don't accept all our clients that comes into our door that want to do business with us. We're kind of picky. We have something called the red carpet policy. Do you have that? Do you have a filtering system for clients? No? Do you fire clients? Yeah, okay. Because the thing is that I think that we have teammates. I have my team, I picked them and I chose them because they're so different from each other and they complement me. But at the same time, my clients are the ones that I have to serve and like and really bring value to. If I don't feel that they are a good fit for me, if I feel like, I had to respond to that email, I had to do this, or now he's calling again. What's wrong now? It's not giving me good energy. So then I block that energy for coming into our office by having a filtering system. And I think that that's something that you should have. At the same time, if you bring on a client and you thought it was a really good client and it seems not to be a good fit anymore, fire that client by saying, do you know what? I am not the best supplier or person for you to serve. So I'm going to recommend you to go to one of my colleagues in my business instead. Because it could be a personal fit. It could be it's not maybe that you cannot serve them, but it's just that it's not a joyful thing to serve them. And if they come to the right person, they can be joyful and they can have better results. And the thing is that to be successful in business, especially when you do it online, when you don't meet the clients all the time, it's important to find a way to get them to be introduced to you and your company and what you stand for. And you really think about how do they get to know me and my business? Because if it's going to have a long partnership, it's important that we know each other. And they have to start liking you, piquing their interest, and then finally they start trusting you because you're always delivering on your promise. And then we have the customer journey, where the customer might feel like it's not their time now to decide. It might not be the right offer for them. It might not be even the right price for them. But you had to figure that out so you can make that happen for them in a way that they are feeling supported. But they will be happy to give you their business if they feel that support. So we have a process that we use, a strategy, where we have the full customer journey, and it's called lifecycle marketing. And the first step is attract. The next step is sell. And the final step is to wow your clients. Remember the last speaker, if you were in the room, he talked about what did he say? Under promise and over deliver, right? But you can also promise and you can always deliver, and then you can wow them with something that they were not expecting. The surprise moment, it's something that we have underestimated sometimes that can make the whole difference in that partnership that you're going to have with your client. And these 3 steps are divided into 3 more smaller steps, and I'm going to go through them all with you so you get some insights and know how we think. And I think that would be a good way of getting some notes there to see how you can use that in your business. First step is target. I have a dare for you. I would like you to get to know your avatar, your persona, your ideal customer better than you know your best friend. It's hard. Most people even don't know who their ideal client is. They say that, oh, I'm going to serve everyone that's going to be interested in my services. And that does not work. It's too expensive. It's not going to be on target. It's not going to be attractive to anyone. So get to know that person, that ideal client. It's not that hard, actually, if you are interested in people. If you start asking questions, asking them questions like, what is your challenge? Most clients that come to us, they say, I want to have a website, and it should be doing this and this and this. And it's like, yeah, but what is the challenge you're trying to solve? Maybe your prescription that you just did for yourself, it might not be the right one. We know that when it comes to doctors, right? We come to the doctor and we have read everything online, and we have this subscription and we just want them to fulfill it. But that might not be why they actually ask us for help. And sometimes the symptom that they have as their challenge is not the true challenge. And it's your profession to be the question asker, to ask all these questions, and then what, and then what, and why, to really get in and hone into that problem and that challenge that they're trying to solve. Because it's going to be up to you to solve it. But if you just try to fulfill what they would like to have, you might end up with a client that is not satisfied because it's not giving them what they want, which is something that's an end result in some way. The mood that the client is in is important to know. Are they frustrated when they come to you? Are they dissatisfied with something else? Or are they a happy buyer? It's like, oh, I'm happy. I'm going to go and ask my girlfriend to marry me. They're excited about something. That's a different tonality in your messaging than if you have someone who is desperate because their plumbing is not working. See, getting into the mood is going to help you figure out the messaging, figure out the words that you're going to use. you know what kind of imagery you're going to use based on that. And you can also look at who is the one who's influencing their decision. Is their wife? Is their partner in the business? Is it the kids? Like, who decides who is going to buy a car today in a family? It might not be the people that have the money on the bank account. It could be someone else. So that's really important too. And then also realizing why the client is buying. Sometimes they had a bad experience from another solution provider, and they come to you with that sense in mind that they're going to solve everything in a different way because the first one didn't work out. So maybe that's why they buy from you. Or it might be that you really think of and ask the questions to your ideal clients. How do you want your information? Do you want to have video? Would you like to have podcasting? Would you like to have white papers, guides, checklists? What kind of information would you like to have so you can make a valid and very decisive decision, that you feel that you have been a good decision maker? Not just something that's been pushed over to you and you had to buy it because there was no other solution. But actually that they felt proud of the decision making that they made. That's something that I think it's important for them to feel that they chose this because they got the right information. So what kind of information, what kind of content would you like to get? And last thing is demographics. And usually that's the first thing that my client says, oh, do you know what? It's people living in this area, and they're this old, and they do this for a living, and this is how much money they earn. It's not that important anymore. You cannot communicate that way. It's important for some things when you're going to do some retargeting or put some advertising out there when you want to do some kind of granular audience making. But otherwise, it's not that important. It's more to get to know that persona and that avatar. If you would like to, I have a white paper, a checklist, a guide. So if you want to download it, you can do it on our website. It's giving you a lot of questions and a lot of different examples, so you can really hone into who your ideal client is. It could also be that you have several ideal clients. It depends on what your business is and what your problems you solve. So the next step for that person that comes in is to attract their interest. Now you know what you are solving for them, what problem they have, what challenge they have. You know a lot about them, and now you have to pique their interest to get to know you. It's like opening the door for interest. It's like going for maybe sitting in a bar, meeting someone, and you want to start talking to someone. What would you like to say? Like, this is people-to-people business. That's how we communicate. That's what we're always going to do. It's one-to-one. It's person-to-person. So how can you make that happen online? At that time, they are open for research and evaluation. They are searching, they're Google searching, they are scanning and browsing on social media. They are open to alternatives because it's something that they want. They are collecting information at this stage, and they are asking their network for advice. So if I have a plumbing problem at home, I might go on social media and say, hey, do you have anyone to recommend? I need someone fast in my area. That might be the best possible solution for me to get to know who I should contact. But it could also be that I Google and I find something that's really close to me that I can call. On the left side, you see what they do. On the right side, you see what you can do to help them in this process. So on the right side, you should go and look at the keywords that they Google. Make sure that your site is optimized for those keywords. You should advertise on Google or on social media in those areas where they go out for looking for things like this. You should write blogs. You should go to your customer service. So if people call in and say, hey, I have a plumbing problem, what are they going to do to attract interest? What kind of information do they need to collect? If you have online help, chat boxes, things like that. Facebook Messenger is getting very, very advanced with bots and with a lot of integration. So more and more companies are using Facebook messaging for this kind of services. And then you can use pixeling for retargeting. Anyone knows what retargeting is? Yeah, some hands, okay. On every single visit we do on a website, mostly we get a cookie placed on our local computer. That tracks all our behaviors. And if we want to, we can then purchase a service from Google or from Facebook or any other advertising network to target those people that behave the way we want. We can do custom audiences based on behavior. So if someone is Googling and they are finding this blog post about how to save your kitchen while the plumbing is out the window and you're waiting for help, you want to make sure that you have a pixel placed on that computer so you can retarget them when you want to. You know that they are interested in that. So that's why you have pixeling for retargeting in that page. The next thing is that you need to collect leads. A customer journey can be very long, and a customer journey can be very short. It depends on how fast the service needs to be done. If someone wants to hire a new accountant, it might not be terribly important to do it right now and right here. But for plumbing, it might be right here and right now. But for some people that are doing research for a long time, evaluating, that have a business that it's kind of taking them a long time to learn, then customer journeys are longer. And we have to provide them with more information to make a buying decision. So in the collect leads, we want them to download. We want them to attend something, maybe a webinar, a seminar, something that we can teach them what we do. They can sign up for something, or they like something. That's usually what they do at this stage. And what we can make sure that we have is ads, social media, landing pages, and again, pixeling. Because now we know that they have come to a landing page to look at a video and maybe want to download a checklist. And we have a thank you page, which can collect another kind of audience with the pixeling, saying that they actually went through that and have that downloaded. So we know where in the customer journey they are. Are you with me? Yeah? So the next step where most companies fail is the education part. This is when you can put yourself behind, like in front of the competition, and make sure that they realize and understand what your why is. Why do you do things differently? Why should they buy and purchase from you? What is their problem? Can you help them identify their problem and their challenges? And how can you say and show that you do it different than the others? And that's pretty important because it's a lot of competition out there. And this is when you have your positioning that you're working with. Are you most expensive? Are you best? Are you cheapest? Are you fastest? What is it that you do differently? And why is that a benefit for the client? So this stage can be very short. If it's a plumbing business, you have to have it right now and here. It's more, okay, what's the price? Can you help me? Can you come now? That's kind of big, 3 things. But if you are looking for doing a long-term negotiation and do really good buying decision for a complex solution, this might take some time. And the same thing here. We want them to be a very good decision maker so they feel good about their purchase. It's not going to be fast and easy. It's not going to be that they just chose you because you were the closest one or the first one to resolve this. Because if you're going to have a long-term relationship with them, it's important for them to know you, trust you, and like you, so you can work together and really be clear on those things. What they do in this stage is asking for referrals. They want to try out a demo, maybe do a subscription for 30 days for free. What is it that they want? What do they need to know so they can make a good decision? And that comes back to the persona and the avatar. If you know this, if you've been asking all these questions, this is easy to provide this information. But some people say like, oh, I can't ask my clients. What are you going to think, that I don't know anything? It's like, no, but you know a lot about what you do. But no one knows what's conversation that's going on in their head during their decision making, so you have to ask. And if you ask, you're going to get results that's beyond your guessing. It's going to be more accurate. And it's going to be more profitable for you. In this stage, they read a lot and they discuss a lot with their influencers. And that's why it's important for you to also talk about the influencers. Who is the decision maker at your company? Who's influencing your decision? To making sure that you're talking to the right people and providing the right information. In some of our companies, when we go and have a proposal ready, we have that proposal in different stages. We have one very detailed with a lot of Excel sheets and everything with ROI, because they really want to know that at that department who's influencing the decision maker. Then we have an executive summary for someone who just want to read, okay, do you understand my problem? Do you have a solution? What's the cost? You can't treat everybody the same because we all look at and evaluate information differently. So figure that out, because it's going to be so much easier for you. On the right side, what we do is having a lot of marketing automation in place. So we do a lot of follow-up emails based on behavior on the website. If they looked at the video for a certain amount of hours or minutes or seconds, it's differently than if they didn't watch it at all. And then we trigger emails based on their behavior to follow up. And technology has come so far that we can be very ignorant for people's needs if we just look at technology. But if we think about this as a conversation and we bring that conversation further and further along the customer journey, we can be very accurate and helping and serving them during the customer journey. Have you been a part of going to like Amazon and looked at any other products and coming into social media and see all the ads for the same product you've been looking at? That's something that is not the right way, according to me at least, because it's annoying. It's like stalking someone. I've been to Amazon and I went to look for a podcast mic. And I was looking at all the different ones. And one of them was one that they showed me all over for 3 months. And that is not going to help me in my customer journey. If they, on the other hand, had a social media post that was boosted for me, that was more like, hey, do you want to start podcasting? Do you want to see what kind of differences there are that you have to think of when you're going to do a podcast mic? So because it's different for the buying criteria if you're going to be successful than another one. Here's a checklist, here's a guide, or here's a video. Then that will help me and educate me to make a better buying decision. And not be stalking me, but serving me. So think about if someone comes into your website, it just gives you an idea what they're looking for, then you have to figure out how can I serve them to figure out if this was the right thing or not. The offer. It should be very easy after the education part to know what people are interested in. For example, we did a site for like dishwashers. If you think about a person coming in for a dishwasher on the website that are a student, they just want to have a dishwasher, like a smaller one. It's on the bench. It's just making it easy for me as a student to have some clean dishes. But I don't care about warranties for 12 years. I don't care about maybe the amount of water or energy it actually consumes because it's small, right? Different buying criteria than a family with an open kitchen environment with family and dining room in the same. That needs to be quiet. It needs to have a guarantee for maybe 12, 15 years because I don't want to rebuild my kitchen again for a while when I've been doing that. Different things. So if you think about your persona, they're different. But based on their behavior, you can sort them out and segment them based on that. And then provide them with the offer. If they sign up for a checklist, here is how you choose your dishwasher and criteria, you will see in the email the links that they click what they were interested in. And then you can follow up with a, hey, we have a campaign. We have an offer for you, 10%, or whatever it could be. So that's really a different way of thinking of placing the right offer in front of the right audience at the right time. This is when a lot of coupons are showing up in our flow on social media and social media posts, usually when we have been coming this far in our customer journey. The close, yeah?
Have you asked for their budget at this point?
The budget, yes.
So where do you ask?
Yes. You don't ask. But you could ask if you do like something that's yeah. So right now there is like a lot of surveys going on. You have seen that on social media. There's a lot of surveys like ask this poll and we will place you what kind of decision maker you are or what kind of profile you are and what kind of things that you need. In those things you can ask for budgets or you can ask for things because then they really want to know what kind of persona am I. That's fine. Otherwise, we usually put that into the emails and we give them the opportunity to know more about cheaper things or more expensive things. And based on their behavior, we can say, okay, these are actually having a high budget or these are people actually having a smaller budget. But it is a good question.
Excuse me, I'm having a question.
Yes?
Like sometimes it happens that clients, they are having a good budget and they are working with a good site and all, but still they look for, if I talk about, we are company selling plugins, okay. So we are having a plugins from $15 to approx $99 budget, okay. Now, sometimes the company who are ready to, spend, even they can spend $99, still they ask a discount or something budget for a $15 plugin also. So for such type of customers and client, now obviously for $15, what could be the more discount a company can give to another company? So for such type of customers, how can we manage them? Like, obviously we want our plugin to be sold because our developers have implemented them so that the customer can use them. And in other terms, if I think about my business perspectives, it will make me in a loss.
So I will say that most of us are really keen on feeling that I've made a good decision. And that's when we ask for the price cut, even if we don't need it. Yes, because it makes us feel good. Sometimes it's better to actually give them maybe 3 months more support instead of having the discount. And that does not cost you that much.
Actually, we sell a plugin, means whatever purchase they do from our store, every add-on gets a 3 months free support. Means like if you purchase a $15 or $99, it's like 3 months support period you would get. But still, knowing that facts and everything, means they ask for okay, discount, give us a discount of 50%, that also into $15.
Yeah.
Means that's become very much unusual for us, and obviously people they do means for if I talk about a single feature, so we do not keep it in a very high end cost because it's just a single feature. Now on that discount or something, it makes us a little bit like, you know, what should be our answer regarding the same. Every time we can't say them no, like it's not possible or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, personally, I say no a lot of times. But from a sales point of view, you don't want to say no. But you can always say yes, but not give the discount. But give something extra that is not costing you that much. So, for instance, if you have like a plugin that is only $5 or is actually free, then you could still add that plugin for free. So it gives a good feeling to the customer while actually the customer is not getting anything extra. Or if you have an ebook version that is freely available already, send the customer the ebook version for free. So that the customer has the feeling to get something, while the customer is actually getting it also for free on the website, but well, he or she doesn't know. So it's like workaround for providing something for the customer anyway, because you don't want to say no. But well, it doesn't mean actually that it has to cost you money. It could also be something that you already have.
Actually, basically, I'm a business development executive for Joomla, CS Card, and Salesforce. I take care of these 3 platforms. But this sort of issues I face with the Joomla users more. Okay, we do understand, you know, the regarding sales perspectives, they look for a very cheaper end plugins that could, you know, easily manage, as because Joomla is already an free platform.
Yeah.
So we do understand that need, but still when I am expecting my developer to work for 15 days, how can I just say no? That's not possible.
That's when we talk about the red carpet policy. You have to figure out what your target group is. Sometimes you have to say no to certain target groups and say, yes, if they have this question about a discount, we will give them a bonus package instead that does not cost us money. And that's how we're going to solve that. And then we're going to say no to the rest. You teach also your customers how you can be treated. They will always try to get the best deal. So you also train your customers how they will respect your work.
And some customer will always ask for a discount. And if you give them the discount, they will ask for another discount, because this strategy just to keep on asking until they reach no.
And sometimes they blame us, like, you know, they blame us that no, you have done something wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
So we have to move on, but that's a really interesting point. So I usually say that the order, that I don't want to sell to our clients, I want them to order from us. I want to be that kind of feeling from them that they like to buy from us. And they should be easy to buy. It should be an easy shopping cart, easy order form, or a phone call. So that should be easy. The decision should already be made before they do this. And then we have the next one. Yeah, sorry.
So one thing I've always refused to actually do is sign a contract together with the customer, because we're living in a digital age.
Yeah.
Now I actually sense that having a customer sign a contract and really put your signature on some kind of piece of paper, that's for the feeling, it's a good move.
Yeah, because usually when we think about, okay, like this, close, I don't like that word, because close, for business people, when they are salespeople, they want to close the deal, right? Because then they can move on to the next prospect. For me, who's also serving our clients, this is the starting point for our relationship. I hopefully have managed all the really good human behavior and relationship before that, but when this contract is signed, that's when our journey together starts. And that's really important for me, that they feel that. So yes, we sign contracts because that's a mark, it's a milestone in our relationship moving forward. So next time it's like delivering and wow. Come with the unexpected thing. So if you sell something, you can also say, in the delivery email where you deliver the extension and everything else, the next follow-up email could be, hey, thank you for joining our family. I just want to reach out to you. And we have a video series that we have provided for you for free, where it's the information about how you set it up. And then we have a free tutorial for this and this that is going to help you use that plugin for not what the plugin is doing, but actually what it's providing for your clients in their business. So think about other things that you can serve your client with at the same time. So you deliver something that they're like, oh, I never expected that. I felt taken care of. So this is when you can talk about warranties. You can over-deliver. What?
Do you mind if I add to that?
Yeah.
Just a cultural thing that, at least in this hemisphere, avoid using the word free and instead say it's a gift. The moment you say free, you have set a value of 0. Where instead what you want to say is, in appreciation for your business, we would like to recognize that and give you this extra gift. And that's the unexpected value.
Yeah. Yeah. So you put more value in things that has a cost. And you can say that this series, we sell that for $500 usually. You get it for like a gift. We talk about here how you take care of complaints. This is when you have to have a plan for when you get complaints, or someone wants to have that guarantee for 30 days or something sorted out. In this time, we also talk about follow-up and getting the extra mile, calling people and say, hey, I just want to check up. Are you satisfied? Are you happy? Can we do anything else for your business? And then we come to the next step when we want them to subscribe again, or we want them to buy more. We can cross-sell, we can upsell, we can downsell. There is so many different strategies in this. But the thing is that usually when we sell something very small and very tangible that delivers ROI and results immediately. Then they know, they like us, they trust us, they know that we can do this. So for us then to say, okay, did you like this discovery? Let's go into the Kickstart and do something magic for you. Okay, did you like this? Okay, let's do this on a retainer basis for 2 years. We cannot know it's impossible for us usually to go and sign a contract for 2 years of retainer if we haven't done anything small bid size first. So to think about how can you divide your services up in different portions so they can learn and trust this, then they can get this. If we talk about online education, don't try to teach them everything in the first program. Do something small. Give them what they need. Wow them. They want to buy your next product. They want to buy the next program that you have because they feel like they know you and they like you and they trust you as a trusted advisor, so they want to just to get more of what we serve with. So I think that's important. And the last one is get referrals. If we talked about before the target and the leads that was so costly to get, if we have a customer that stays a long time and they also start referring people, you don't have to go to the green area of this lifecycle marketing. You can start getting that person that they got recommended into education directly, which means that it's not going to cost you as much. So if you have happy customers that introduce you to other customers, you have a very good flow, and it's not as costly. So I would say that that would be something we all should strive for. I did a blackboard in my office. This is what we do when we do our discoveries. We all do all these paintings and processes, and I love to do this because when we do this, the customers and our clients see their business in a new point of way that they never seen before. But this is too small, so I made another kind of thing like this. When we talk about traffic, we talk about cold traffic. That's people that don't know us yet. We haven't been introduced to us yet. So we do some social media posts usually, to blog posts where we talk about something that's important for us to share with our clients that caters for some of their information needs. That's really, really valuable. It's a strategic web post. It's not something that you blog about every single day. It's like really strategic. This is going to solve a problem that they have. No gates, no opt-ins, just free content. Specifically, if we can have videos, we'd love to have that. And then we have a fast track on that blog post, so they can go in and download a guide or a checklist that's related to get the opt-in. If they don't do that, we have pixeling on them, so we can go in social media and bring in another really valuable social media post for them to follow up. Not the same, another one. And we can bring them forward to landing pages, to web trainings, to checklists where they have to opt in. When they opt in, they are the most valuable people, because then they decided to take that step, and you can go in and say, hey, I have another offer for you because you just signed up. And that offer should be costly. It's not supposed to be high priced, but it should cost something. Because it's more valuable for you to have a list of buyers than having a list of subscribers. So can you get them to buy the most easier thing for $9, $7, something? That's more valuable because they put up their credit card already. They used to buy from you. And some people will do that. Some people will say, no, I don't like that. Thank you page for the opt-in for the checklist or the free thing that they wanted. And then we can follow up with delivery emails and getting them into the delivery way. And then we have because they got introduced to us, they're warm. When they are hot, it means that they have been introduced to us, they have downloaded something, they have opted into something, they're more into our conversation. So we can be more frequent in our communication with them, and we can be more educational in our discussion. And that's when we can have strategic links in our emails where they can segment themselves. So we can be even more personalized, even more specific, and even more valuable. That's when we gain trust. Because we already have delivered up on our promise for free content and free advice. So they know when they're going to pay, they say, like, if I get this value when it's free, I will have more value when I buy. It takes a longer time than just go out and there say, hey, buy my product, but it's going to be more profitable. And it's going to be sticking along for a longer time, and they're going to recommend you to more people, which in the end is going to be more profitable for you. After the first offer, we try to do the upsell, as I explained before. So we have the main offer, which is bigger in price, but they are ready for it because they already have something that they liked and they valued. And then we can think of upsell and cross-sell and downsell. So did this help you at all to think about your business in a different way and your clients' businesses? Yeah? Good. That was my intention.
How long is your life cycle with a client?
For us, usually half a year.
Half a year.
From that they got introduced to anything that we have as a cold people, like cold traffic, because they were not out there looking for something. It just showed up on their flow. It was like, wow, okay, can you do that? That's interesting. And they click on it and read the blog. They start thinking, and they need to do a mind shift because they're so used to cold calling. They're so used to all of the other things that we do today that when they do this mind shift, it takes a couple of blog posts to really realize, aha, this is what we need. This is what I need. And then they go to our webinars, then they download our white papers, then we have conversations with them. They do the first small purchase. We deliver on our promise. They say, okay, can I buy more from you? And especially when they come into our office and we do this blackboard, they look at everything. It's like they start ordering on the blackboard. Like, oh, when can we do this? Can we do this? Because this is exciting. And it's like, yeah, okay, we can do that, but we have to do the groundwork first. We need to know your avatar first. And that's when we do the small purchase for them. They get a clarity for the whole organization that they have the same persona and their same avatar. And it's easy then for them to come back then and say, okay, now I want to do this. And we don't have to sell, they buy. So it's a mind shift for them, and it's a different angle for us to sell. Yeah?
How can a small agency possibly manage to create all this content, videos, checklists, and all these things that people opt into?
It's a good question. There's a lot of freelancers out there that can do a lot of these things, that always do these things. I have a lot of clients that they are coming from clients' meetings. They have a lot of questions from the client during the meeting. They sit on the car or in their car talking to their iPhone. This is the questions I got today, and here's my response. And here's another question I got. Here's my response. And then we send that file to a freelancer that writes up a blog post about it. And it's not costly. But if you have the source and you have the commitment from the client that realize they can multiply themselves by getting things online, we can make them talk, we can video film their meetings. I don't care how they document it. Someone else can look at that content and create something really search engine optimized, really attractive for that persona if that person that writes that thing knows about it.
How much for your own agency, though? If you're a small agency, how do you create all this content to get your
So,
customers into the phone?
yeah, so we have writers in my staff that do the full time, that just create content, blogs, social media posts. We have a whole system how we create this. So it's like a factory. We know that if we have this sound file, this is the things that we're going to do. Here's how we're going to do it. This is delivered on time, posted on where it should be posted. So we are complementing our clients' marketing departments or companies with the digital version of their company. And we're usually in their management, sitting down and talking about what the plan is for the whole year. And we divide it up, and it's a calendar. It's like really, people say well, we are very organized and very strict in our processes. So you can't come to us and say, hey, we want to do a Halloween thing. It's in 2 days. No, we don't do that. And that's why I say we have to be picky when we use our clients. If they understand how we work, they're so happy because they know when we're doing what, and they know that we deliver on time. But it takes time to get there.
So does that put these types of services out of reach for, say, the local plumbing company that has 5 or 10 employees?
No, because they don't have to have salespeople. They don't have to. They cut their cost in customer service. They cut their cost in advertising that they had before. They just changed their mindset on how the budget is spent, and they see much more ROI. So we have clients that have this kind of flow. If you have an opt-in, 72% buys within a year. That's amazing. That's not 2-3% that you can see on different things. But that's just because we're on there talking to them at the right time with the right message, ongoing. And if they don't want to talk to us, get out of the list. We don't want to spend time talking to people that don't want to talk to us.
How long do you keep clients
In our agency, 5 to 7 years.
for? So you get to know them. So
Yes.
you're an expert in your
And we help them develop their business because of that.
so you're just a part of the team.
Yes.
And,
So.
what about the after service, like, development is done, means how after service supports, like, make the customer more happy. Like, a part of development is done, we have provided the project to the customer. Now, they might have some issues or something, because, like, we developed something, they had some vision. When they start using it, sometimes it becomes different.
Yeah, because you have a different business need. Because your business is evolving, your website needs to adapt with it, and there is new things online that trends and how people are consuming content or things. So that's why we have our retainers. It's like a support SLA thing. But it depends on what we do during that retainer. So when we're done with the website, we talk about educating our clients to manage it, but then we take care of the updates, we take care of all the security updates, we take care of the ongoing maintenance when it comes to, oh, we need a new menu option. We're going to be at this fair. We're going to be at this conference, and we need to have a opt-in, or we need to do this, and then we help them doing that. So that's when we look at their marketing plan, and we think, okay, here's your marketing plan offline. Here's your marketing plan online. They have to go in conjunction.
Okay, one more thing regarding the budget, I would like to know. Like, for example, a customer comes to us.
Mhm.
So they have their 10 requirements, okay, and we budgeted them around, okay, for example, for $1,000, okay, and it's a project of 2 to 3 months. Now, after completion of project, they have just, we have submitted the same project to the customer, they are using it. So after 2 months, they get back to us. Okay, see, like something, what you have developed, we have found that it's not been easy for us. So this sort of more, changes we are looking for. So what type of budget at that moment we should, give to the customer? It should be, again, a fresh budget or something we need to, keep under consideration.
So we had that problem. So we changed how we do things. We said to our clients, we'll always do a discovery where we find out what your actual problem is and set a discovery and a strategy. So it's like analysis and strategy in one. That's a discovery. We see that plan. We pick something that's easy, fast to do, and fast to market so they can try it out and see the results. That's what we call a kickstart. And then we say, here's the retainer. That means that we dedicate a resource from us, half a day, 1 day, 3 days a week, whatever is needed, on long-term, ongoing basis. So our clients, they know that from the start. This is what expected from them if they follow us on this journey. We don't take, can you do this, please? Because we are book solid with our clients on a retainer basis. So what we do is do the discovery, we do the kickstart, and then we have the things from the discovery that we haven't done yet, we portion it out for the retainer. And when there is nothing there left, the clients are like, oh, we have you booked for Monday next week. What do you want us to do? Like, what can we improve? And then we go maybe into search engine optimization. Maybe we say, okay, do you know the blog post we talked about before? You had this case. Maybe we can put that up on the agenda again. So they are really into, okay, maybe we have to have that form that we talked about. Okay, we do that the next Monday. So they know this is a long-term commitment, and that means that they also put the website first. Because the online marketing cannot be, oh, we do this every 2 years. It's too fast moving, and your competitors are moving faster, and the idea what the client wants and their expectation they have is faster moving. So when they start doing this on a retainer basis, they know it's ongoing, and they say like, okay, maybe I saw this thing happening. What is this? Can we do quizzes? Yeah, we can do that because now we can ask these kind of questions to our clients to figure out even more what kind of things that we can provide them with during the education phase.
And it's all tied to hourly billing?
It's tied to half-day or day billing for the team because we have developers and content providers and marketing in the same team. So they need to work together to make this happen. So yeah, it's a problem, but you have to figure out how your business model is. If you feel like your business model is not working out the way you want, if you're not satisfied the way you are, rethink your business. It's not that hard. It's just being courageous and brave and try things out. And if it doesn't work, try another thing. And finally, you're going to find a way that you feel happy to go to work, and you know that your client's going to be happy, and you're going to be a good service provider for them. And they're not going to leave. And then you don't have to fetch more and more clients because you're happy the way you are. I think that the stressful things in the business is not that good. Yeah. It's not good for us, it's not good for our families, it's not good for the clients and our teams. So, okay, so I'm done. Thank you so much for so many good questions.